Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, March 24th here, and here's a look at the markets. This is the futures market. We're right back at that 200. You can see here, we had this really big move. So the fact that we took a pause, then we shot up, took another pause, and now coming right back into a really nice level here. This is not uncommon, right? When we take these big moves, I mean, these moves these days were like 1%, right? So we came off of the most recent lows and shot right back up, kind of like a rubber band. Looks like maybe the rubber band was pulled down, and as it snapped up, it kind of went, kind of sliced through here a little bit. But today is going to be a much more tell of a day. Do we continue to have some sideways action, maybe on some lower volume, as we watch to see what's happening in Brussels? In just a few minutes here, we're going to get the jobless claims. More importantly, we're going to get some other economic data. I do post it every day what economic data is coming out. This morning we have durable goods and PMI. So all of those are set to potentially move the markets as they come out. We are seeing, if we pop over here, we are seeing a little bit of a pullback as we go into those numbers. Again, we're using that weekly open price as a level for kind of like a bullish bearish look. And then this level here with the dash line is the recent, it had been resistance, and then it was support, and then it was resistance, support. It had most recently been resistance, but now we're using it for some support. Yesterday we did slice through it, but came right back up to it. So these are some good areas to watch. Draw trend lines in. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do to kind of help gauge where you are in, not just in the market, but really just in the charts, and that, maybe to get in, get out, play smaller, take half, things like that. We can also see that this is a pretty decent trend line. Look at that. So we used it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. We'll see if that's our target here again today or tomorrow. All right, real quick look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin really just sideways action here, basing under the 200. Oil continues to kind of creep. It's off of the overnight highs. Again, we're getting a lot of news out of Russia and Ukraine as the NATO allies are meeting in Brussels. We'll see what comes out of it. We did hear that we're going to take about 100,000 refugees from Ukraine, and we're looking at putting more sanctions on that. They're collaborating about what sanctions to place on Russia. Okay, so watch for all of that to come out. That might trickle out here during the day and move the markets. We also been hearing an awful lot about treasury yields, flattening, inversion, all of that, right? We've had to deal with a lot of that. Interesting, when Powell was talking the other day, he did mention that he thought it would be several years, 3 years before we get back to that 2% inflation. That's how long it's going to take for them to unwind all of this. So that's not really a good look. Not many people talking about that, but well, that seems like an awfully long time to me. But hey, what do I know? Okay, so let's take a look at some other charts. All right, FCX. So looking at copper and gold here. Really pretty chart. We've seen a lot of this in metals and miners. We saw gold spike up a little bit yesterday. We had this inverted head and shoulders. Here's what that looks like. And we'll see what this turns into being. But nice move back up. Long leg doji into an inside candle here, really close to the highs. I like this for some continuation and inflation hedging. We can see that we held in here on lower volume, so that's good. I am looking at the May 20th, so all of these will be in May. The May 20th 55s, I like the entry around 50.42, and I'm going to stop around 48.35. My initial target is right there at that high at 50.78, and then it's just a breakout trade. So that's what I am looking for in FCX. Again, there's lots of other gold miners that you can look at. Look at NEM. Beautiful, came back up here, touched the basket, or completed this little basket, and then You can look for the highs there at 80.75 if you prefer that kind of a trade. All right, I know this sounds like a broken record, but right back to Airbnb. I really like this chart. Nice move, consolidating, consolidating, consolidating. You can see there's a nice little box there. Looking to trade out of that box. Now we do have some decent resistance up here still, but I like this for a move, and people are planning their travel. You can look at other travel names, but this is the one I'm choosing. I like the 160 call. And we'll look and see. 170 will probably come up and bring up some volume here today, but I'm going with the 160 initially. 166.89 is my entry, and I'm going to target 168.17, then 172.13, and we'll evaluate from that point. All right, an oldie but a goodie. So I want to show you this. So Apple, look at this, big moves in Apple, right? Google, pretty nice stair stepping using the 200. Microsoft definitely lagging a bit here at the 200. Nice moves and then just stalled out. Watch this today. We may even have another red day in this one to set up a bull flag. That's kind of what it looks like it's doing here. But it used this 50 really well, and that's kind of what triggered my curiosity or my interest here. If we can get back up over the 200. So that's the key. We have to go over the 200, hold over this area, and then look for the move on, a break. The most immediate break here coming at 305. All right, so that's what I'm watching on Microsoft. The 305 calls, entry at 302.30. And again, my target's 305. And then, oh, that's funny. I didn't even put the next one in there. Okay, so I have to go add that. My initial target at 305. And then looking on up here to about 309.60. Let's go ahead and type that in. All right, several others that look good still. I know some of you were watching cost yesterday. This looks like a nice bull flag setup. General Mills had earnings popped up. We'll see today if it holds the gap here. Oh, Tesla, right? Big wick on this here, which kept me from thinking of a good overnight hold on it. However, it's coming right back up in here this morning. We want to make sure that this moves up over that 1,000 mark. 125, it hung out right around that 120 to 125 area quite a bit yesterday, and I was looking for the 147. That would be the next pivot point there on Tesla. UMP, we've got to move our goods around, and this one consolidated here for quite a while, just accumulating all sorts of buyers in here looking for the break of 270.14. We hear a lot about cyber attacks. Crowd's one of those in this space that looks pretty good. You can look at Zscaler, Okta, although they just did have some bad earnings, but Okta, PanW, there's a whole list of them. But nice move here. Still some room here to the 200. And then if Bitcoin does catch a little bit of a bid, Mara just kind of quietly sitting here. We'll see if we get a bump up off of that. Again, looking for Bitcoin to pick up a little bit here. Okay, that is it for me here this morning. If you have any questions, reach out, Heather C@givingtreetrading.com, and I hope to hear from you soon.